Liz Truss arrived as Foreign Secretary and would leave as tomorrow's Prime Minister. The final act of the contest to replace Boris Johnson, the outcome. Inside, an expectant crowd after a long campaign awaits the candidates.
Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss.
And then, the result.
I give notice that Liz Truss is elected as the leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party.
The words to follow her winning in the hands of her husband, a clear victory, but not a landslide.
Thank you for putting your faith in me to lead our great Conservative Party, the greatest political party on earth. I will deliver a bold plan to cut taxes and grow our economy. I will deliver on the energy crisis, dealing with people's energy bills, but also dealing with the long-term issues we have on energy supply.
And she concluded with the mantra her campaign began with.
We will deliver, we will deliver, and we will deliver. And we will deliver a great victory for the Conservative Party in 2024. Thank you. Thank you.
Elation, smiles and success, the crowning moment of her political career. Liz Truss will be Prime Minister tomorrow and then confronted by an in-tray from hell. The question for her party and for the country, will she be up to it?
I think she'll be an absolutely fantastic Prime Minister. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased.
Bluntly, it's a tough time, isn't it, to become Prime Minister?
We have some huge challenges. We have still the COVID backlog situation to deal with, the economic shocks that we're going through now, in part because of our stance we've taken on Ukraine, and many other challenges.
What do you say to our viewers who says, look, the razzmatazz is all fine, but when are we going to get this detail on energy? Because people are looking at their bills and they're frightened.
Well, look, I think as we've just seen, Liz Truss in her acceptance speech made it clear she wants to get that done. She wants to deliver on that quickly, as she said, I think, on the BBC even yesterday. So I think people will see fairly quickly, actually, a package of measures that she wants to put forward.
What next, though, for the man defeated?
The priority now has got to be to get behind Liz Truss, our new leader, and she will have my full support as the new Conservative government gets on with delivering for the British people.
If you're offered a job in Liz Truss's cabinet, would you accept?
You know, that's not what I'm focused on. And what I can say is that Liz Truss will have my full support as the new government gets on with delivering for people.
Full support, but you're not willing to serve her?
Well, it's just these things that they're not for me, but also it's just not something I'm thinking about.
The main opposition parties here are chipper. Today's focus is on a new government, but the Liberal Democrats are revitalised, the SNP remain dominant in Scotland, and Labour are ahead in the polls.
Well, we've heard far more from the latest Prime Minister about cuts to corporation tax over the summer than we have about the cost of living crisis, the single most important thing that's bearing down on so many millions of households.
The UK is in probably the worst and most acute crisis of our lifetimes, so the responsibility on her, because she holds the powers and the resources needed to respond to this crisis, is huge.
No plan to deal with the rising energy bills, the rocketing food bills, the crisis of the NHS, and that's deeply alarming.
The challenges ahead, huge. The challenges now, rather more practical. Things don't get any bigger at Westminster than when the removal vans turn up in Downing Street. Tomorrow, it'll be Liz Truss's turn, swapping her party headquarters for number 10.